I gotta wait for the. Okay. Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lloyd 212, and I am with, in case you didn't know, the blind dyslexic, also known as Scott,
Hello.
which has been becoming very popular lately, I guess, in the
I need to be
YouTube,
asking for
Twitter.
royalties, as I said, but I won't go into that.
You know the funny thing is, as many casts as you've done, right? For some stupid reason, and it's my fault, and I don't know why, I always introduce you as Scott and not the blind dyslexic.
Doesn't matter. It
No,
doesn't
it does.
matter.
I mean, it
No.
does. Whatever you want, but like, I never really. I don't know why. I just always call you Scott,
It's just automatic.
But he is the blind dyslexic. That's what he's always been. Um, and it came about recently with his engagement with the leprechaun there.
That's why I'm asking for royalties.
That's right. So like we're gonna touch upon that briefly because the thing is that, and Scott knows, our little, I mean, I should say my enemy, but now it's going beyond that, I guess. Um, our enemy, my enemy, has been trying to piss off our group with stupid diss tracks and
Mm-hmm.
and like I discussed with you before, and there were members that reached out to me that wanted to fucking hammer him, like just rip him to shreds on the internet. And I said, no,
No,
like
no.
it's just between me and him, and I was
Yeah.
protecting
Don't
my
want to bring
group,
him. Don't. Yeah.
right? But they had a right to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just trying to be peaceful, right? And maybe maybe it's a good thing or maybe it's a bad thing. I was just trying to, not that I'm trying to protect that idiot, but so he kept getting worse and worse, and his stupid fucking legion of losers have been trolling so much that I started getting messages from our members that were afraid to do the cast
And
because they
they
didn't want to be
shouldn't.
trolled.
And
Right,
they
I
and they
know.
should not be intimidated by him.
Correct. And first it was one. We're not going to mention any names.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then it was two. Then I got pissed off. And then Daniel, the Scottish Davros, the Scottish wrestle, because he's been had me blocked for a while. He took things the wrong way or whatever, miscommunication, misunderstanding, whatever. He attacked an innocent member of our group
Yeah.
that has never once said a damn thing to him. So that got me really, really pissed off. Now I was trying to calm down because again, I know that Daniel, not our Daniel, but
Yeah.
Noel's Daniel. And anytime he's ever mad at me, I kind of just let him like scream and yell, and I
Yeah. Just let him get it
not
off.
because I mean I just saw him look, and even Noel saw him as a kid. I saw him as a kid. He's not a kid. Okay, he's an adult. But I mean I don't know why I just saw it as like don't engage, don't engage, don't engage. But as much as he always went after me, I never went back. Right. The thing that happened that time with me and Queen Charlotte that time was resolved. But he went after me on Twitter, and I let him talk or whatever. Recently, Noel had mentioned her name in vain, and I'm like, and I went to him. I'm like, where the fuck are you? I said, you came down on me hard to defend her honor, and now your fucking best buddy, like the Cobra Kai there, is having his way fucking disrespecting her and you're to get to me and you're fucking letting it happen. You're a fucking hypocrite, I said, and you
Mm-hmm.
have some fucking nerve. I told him in private though. I didn't
Yeah.
tell him in public. The idiot shares it in public, and then he looks like an even more asshole that even after he blocked me, now the world knows. Then he was talking about how
Here, Mensa.
right. And again, it was a private
Yeah.
conversation. Then he goes on and says that I took advantage of him, that his cousin died months ago,
Bullshit.
and that he's been in mourning for fucking look, again, dude, nobody's taking advantage of anybody. I simply was questioning, as a friend, why you came at me so hard because you're in love with Queen Charlotte, your buddy, that when Noel did it, you did nothing. And then, he blocked me. And then what happened was I never mentioned him after that, right?
Yeah.
I saw one time on Noel's stream that he started bashing my weight, my health, a prick. He kept calling me every name. And you know the way I feel. I'm
Yeah.
old school, right? So if you're gonna say something, say it to my fucking face, especially a friend. And even if
Mm-hmm.
it's not a friend, an ex-friend, you still give me the respect to tell me to my face, "What's up,
He
Matthew?"
felt more brave. He felt braver.
Right. So I got
He
hurt,
felt
more
braver
mad.
behind this.
Right. That I got more mad, and he started shit, and I mentioned it. I said, you know what? I don't fucking say anything, but what you did, you fucked up. Like, you fucking talk behind my back. You're a piece of shit, right? And then he wanted to have revenge on me. So what does he do? He tries to paint the picture with Marty and tried to guilt by association and some bullshit, whatever. And I got so ticked. But mind you, you know the way I get my temper.
Yeah.
I was biting my tongue, and I'm like, just be fucking calm, right? In fact, you know the way it is. If I'm quiet or if I'm calm, it's a million fucking times worse. So I think I freaked him the fuck out by just being fucking calm
Mm-hmm.
because everybody's used to me being a nut, that he got really freaked out. Because I just said some words like, you broke my rules, you went after my group, you opened the door. Because again, Noel and me are having a war. And I didn't want you involved. I didn't want anybody
Yeah.
involved, right?
Yeah. You didn't want to bring anybody
I was
involved. Just a
protecting my
one-on-one.
group, and in a way, protecting him, because if fucking 50 people come at him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have
Mm-hmm.
to be a leader at the end of the day and tell my group. And again, they didn't like the fucking, you know that.
Yeah.
There was some, I'm not going to mention who, there was a few. They didn't like the fucking diss track of the real Whovians. They got really fucking ticked. And I asked them, please do not go after Noel. Let me deal with him and me. And I didn't want it to extend to my group.
Yeah.
But
Because it'll make us feel as though you sent them, even though you didn't.
But what happened was, because I couldn't stop a member of ours getting attacked on Twitter, I was powerless. The door was open, and anybody could go through and just go after him. And again, you wanted to say something to him. I didn't stop you. I'm like, oh, and
Yep.
you went in, you said what you had to say.
Yep. Because I posted your little video, and then he came in and said all this other stuff, and I said, okay, I'll just use your own words against you.
And I thought that because I was talking to Daniel for a little bit, but I didn't see all his messages when we almost went. And when I saw him talking to Danny the Troll, I got really fucking ticked because I was talking to him in private about Danny the Troll, and he kept going on about Marty, and I got really pissed, and I just certain things, and I said to him, I said, you broke my rules and everything, and then what are you gonna do? And I said, he's like, you're gonna block me, and I'm like, no. I was like, I'm not gonna block you. I says, I want you to. And I can just imagine what was going on in his head. I says, I am calm as cake. I'm perfectly calm, and that's really bad, right? I said, because if I go silent, or if I go in like underground, if I go like really quiet, things are to the level, right? So I said, this is really bad. I says, but I want you to see. everything I do on Twitter. I want you to be able to see everything. So then I don't know. And then I said to him, great job trying to completely destroy an innocent's life, like his whole career, everything, to get to me when he never said one comment to you. I said, you're gonna really look great to Queen Charlotte. You're gonna look like a goddamn evil fucking creep, right? So it must have went in his head, and he went ballistic. And then he goes, I apologize to Marty and everything. And then he kept going on like, end me. I think I sent that show. End me, end my channel. You and Noah. And then he put me and Noah in a group chat with him. And I didn't say anything, and Noah didn't either, because I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck is he doing? Like, I was worried for the kid. I was like, this kid's gonna fucking do something horrible. I was like, the best thing not to say a fucking thing.
Yeah.
No one even said anything. In fact, Noah even dropped out. He said, fuck this.
I'm out. I'm not.
I'm out. And then he even said before that, he's like, you know what? I told you not to say anything. And he said, you're not a kid anymore. And I got to think of you that way. You're a grown man, and basically what you do is your own actions.
Mm-hmm.
So when he put me and Noah in the group chat, again, I'm not talking to Noah. Noah's not talking to me. We're both in there. Obviously, Noah can see what he's posting. I can see what he's posting. I ain't saying shit, and neither is Noah. And then Noah's like, fuck it, in the middle of the night. I'm out. And this one kept going on. And I immediately I said, back to gaming on Twitter. Back to gaming on Twitter. And then I got like, fuck. I said, you know what? I need to keep busy. I fucking did like, and meanwhile, the phone's next to me. And it's like beep, beep, beep. And I'm just like fucking plotting and plotting and plotting. And I'm like, let me just keep going. Let's just go. Let's go. Thank God, right? I got like I got money. Like, it just so happened. And I got a whole bunch of platinums. I bought some games. So, and I said, should I say something to the kid? Words of encouragement. You know the way I am. Yeah. I'm always like trying to motivate the shit out of people and always trying to be peacemaker. How many times do we do Who Fires with Noel fighting with this one, or Gabriel Travels in Time with this one, or John the White and Noel fighting, or Not My Doctor Who, or Doctor Who Chat, or Gobster, everybody. We always tried to piece the ways, right? And I always tried to do the right thing and nice thing. But I said, in this case, this kid's going to fucking kill himself. I need to not say a fucking thing. Let him go knock himself out and go to sleep, because nothing I say is going to work. It's just he's already beyond whatever.
It went over the bridge.
Now, I would have thought that would have been enough to show everybody, shit, Joe's not a monster. He could have like fucking did something with the kid's channel, or he could have manipulated the kid. He didn't do that. I don't do those things. I don't manipulate. As much as people like try to make jokes and try to paint me as this character called Matrix Lord 202. I'm not Mr. TARDIS Reviews, like where you remember you see that video.
Yeah.
He was in college and he said that he lied about his reviews and he was playing a character on YouTube, and the episodes of Doctor Who he liked, he hated. And remember how that almost destroyed his YouTube career and then he removed the video, right? I never thought of myself, me as Matrix Lord 212, as a character. Now, if you're going to say Sky Havoc or Joey Jupiter, those are characters, right? It's like a Saturday Night Live character thing. But I am not a character as Matrix Lord 212. And people tried over the years to make me like a character. Now, yes, I'm hysterical when I'm pissed off, and I'm funny, and I go overboard. And if somebody's trolling me, I am a beast. I understand that. And it's very amusing for everybody to watch. I know it's entertaining. It's not entertaining for me. And you know that. But I'm trying to get mellow over the years. And I was trying to be calm and handle it in a different way. And that probably made it worse because people are so used to me going crazy that when I was quiet, they know that there's that level that when I'm quiet, I'm really at my angriest moment, because that's like when my head is clear and I'm really calculating how the fuck am I gonna get this motherfucker. Like I was just like really right, but I was trying not to.
You're gonna allow everything that's going through their head.
But with him it was a special case because
scenarios, even though
that's right. But with him it was a special case because I never really Like as much as he attacked me, I don't know if it was like memories of Matt Edwards or whatever, but our old member. But I just let him talk and whatever, and I just kind of was like, Neo, and it was like, he's trying to punch me, and I'm just blocking the shit, like, but I'm not even looking at him. Not that I am that, mind you, because when I took it, that's another thing too, where he's trying to say I stole the name from the Matrix. No, please, I took it from when they had the Matrix and everything, Transformers.
Yeah.
Fucking Gallifrey, or please, it's overall the concepts of the Matrix Lord of sci-fi, everything I said when I don't have to explain it, but anyway, Noel's an asshole, but anyway, so with him, he went crazy, and I didn't say anything, and I would have thought that would have been enough for everyone to see on Twitter. Oh, Joe didn't really, whatever, the kid did something wrong and whatever, but of course we have shit for brains, dumber than motherfucking bricks, that are part of the Legion of Losers that can't even think for themselves. And all of a sudden,
till somebody else tells them what to say.
And all of a sudden, they're all commenting like I'm a piece of shit. And then Noel's twisting it, and then the troll is manipulating Daniel, and Daniel's too fucking stupid to see that. And then Daniel's like talking to Noel, and he's like, oh, "She can hurt me? Oh my god! Like, what am I gonna do? What? I'm the victim. I'm the victim." Like a little cunt, right? And Noel's like a little coward. "Don't worry, I got my solicitor." And I'm like, what? Yeah, okay. You solicitor, your lawyer, okay.
Yeah.
Right. And then and then I shared the clip. Yeah, great fucking. I borrowed the. Okay, that's another thing too. I borrowed the. I asked the guy, Jason 13, because that a month ago, like he made a clip of me with the Whovians cast, and I didn't know how to make clips at the time. So he made clips of Noel attacking Darius the other day. Oh, that guy share it. Yeah. You're talking about me like I'm attacking a wheelchair person. Meanwhile, you went in a fucking goddamn your friend's chat and you're cursing out Darius, you fucking hypocrite bitch. So shut the fuck up. You ain't gonna do a fucking thing with your lawyer because you will get fucking eaten alive with all the fucking horrible shit you've done to women, people in China, and people in wheelchairs. So shut the fuck up, you dumb leprechaun fuck. But anyway. So he's like, I'll take care of it because I'm the leader of this group. Yeah. Like I'm the leader of my group. Yeah. You ain't gonna do dick.
Only thing he's leading is himself out the nearest exit because he's the last in the attack.
And then I sent a message to Danny, like, yeah, fuckface troll. You're so fucking stupid because for a price, I showed him, I shared a thing on Twitter, I could pay to get your whole fucking shit in a fucking file delivered to me, so I'll know your fucking name, I'll know your wife's name, I'll know where you work or she works or everything. I'll know everything about you, you troll fuck. So shut the fuck up, basically. Shut up and sit down. Same thing like Daniel. I'm like, yeah, Daniel, you want me to share what private thing you said about Queen Charlotte? I'll fucking embarrass the shit out of you. So apologize and shut the fuck up. Stupid fuck. I can't stand. And I know you told me to calm down, but I can't stand these motherfuckers. So, and again, I didn't do nothing to the kid, and I shared the whole thing he posted because you know what? You're a scumbag.
Yeah.
Okay. I could have fucking did something to you because you deserved it because you went after one of my members, and you know me the way I am. I'm very overprotective of you guys. You know in the past how fucking mad I got, and again, Scott knows. The one time that when we were trolled, I got to a level of anger that I don't know how, but I took down tons of fucking channels. In anger, I figured it out. And I started wrecking the goddamn Whovian community of all these bastards. So don't piss me off. So that was the thing. That's the thing. When I'm mad, I work the fucking best.
4 times, 5 times harder.
I work amazing the best. Like, I don't know how. Like, I can goddamn pilot the fucking Enterprise to go back in time to save the fucking whales with pinpoint accuracy calculations. It's crazy. When I get mad, it's ridiculous. So, Scott, had a conversation. Yeah.
Here we go. This is the conversation our buddy, let's just put it that our butt he said.
Yeah.
All right. Basically, also just let you know if you are a guest on my channel, I'd let you
agree.
speak. Joe speaks over you. Uh, speaks. Wow, I lost my spot. No,
Yeah, he says I speak over you. Yeah,
speaks over you,
right,
and only wants people who agree with him,
right.
and which is bullshit.
Bullshit. And you saw the space book where he was talking over Rabbi
Yeah,
and Bolstrick and everyone. He's talking over everyone knows. So shut
and
the
here,
fuck up.
and this was one of my replies. I forget if it's the latest one or the one before that. It says this is me, and this is me responding to that, or one of us, dude. When you're threatening people while you're making false allegations of how fans are 3PDOing, your words fall short while crying victim when you're the first to throw a punch.
Yeah.
Proves how small of a man you really are. And I'm just yet to hear a reply for
he's
that.
such a piece of shit because he's trying to take credit for people's success.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tharies and Rabbi. He's like, I gave them. You have to see the ego on Twitter. I gave them a shot. Who the fuck are you to give anybody a shot?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I gave them a shot. Right? Would I ever say that to you or anybody in our group? Even when people wanted to leave, did I say I made them famous?
No.
I gave them a shot? No.
No.
Because you bring a uniqueness to the cast just like they all did. And you guys were amazing in your own right. And you would make
Matthew,
yourself.
we're still trying to figure that out. Maybe because he knows.
Oh yeah, and that was another thing. Yeah, I know what he's talking about, Matthew, because Noel went on and said he's going to shit all over the whole season before he even watches it. I don't get it either. But this is okay. So let's change gears from the fucking leprechaun fuckface and his stupid ass Scottish Davros bitch and his whole legion of losing motherfuckers. So let's switch gears to the trailer because this is what I really wanted to talk about on this cast. Scott's gonna watch the new trailer right now. Okay.
Hang on a sec.
30 seconds. I fucking love the new trailer.
Ooh, that is how you do a trailer. I'm sorry, that is how you do a trailer.
Now I'm gonna have to ask you before.
Pardon the pun here. Short enough gives you enough. Hey, proper. Without giving too much away, because we've seen far too many trailers where it's like they went too far, giving too much away. That is how you do a trailer. I don't know who they got to do it, but they did it perfectly.
Now, let me ask you a question. You saw the trailer.
Yeah.
You heard what he said. That he's afraid, right?
Yep.
Do you know who he's talking about?
Probably Rassilon or somebody like
that. No. Think about no. Forget about Forget about any individual. What was the one time with the lowest budget episode that he was deathly afraid?
I remember in Planet
that he was deathly afraid. No.
I'm just saying. I remember in an episode of Planet of Spiders.
No. Forget about. Yes, I know the fear of spiders. Forget about that.
No.
Talking about New Who.
She was talking about his fear. You're not used to seeing fear. That's what I was trying to get to.
New Who. He encountered someone that made him deathly afraid, and you know what I'm talking about. In
Yeah.
a low-budget episode by Russell T. Davis, David Tennant, Doctor.
And I'm brain farting on their name, damn it. I can see
Midnight.
him. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, my favorite one.
The
My
Dr. Light episode. The Donna Light episode.
Yeah.
Right? Because she was in a spa or something, right? Deathly afraid, right? Okay. So the rumor that was circulating around is they go to this mining colony, which that's where the fucking thing got ejected into the goddamn thing, right? So supposedly the rumor is that this is a sequel to Midnight. And he fucking realizes, fuck, this is the goddamn fucking planet that fucking thing got ejected into, right? With the diamonds and everything.
Yeah, which was my favorite. Which was my favorite episode.
So again, this is a rumor.
They didn't have to do very. They only had to do very little in order to build up the fear.
Okay, so now I'm gonna say this because I not that I have to, but I'm gonna say this because there's some stupid people in the internet making like I'm taking from shit. Okay, I watch people's podcasts and videos. I didn't know about the trailer today until I was watching the Confused Adipose guy.
Yeah.
And I saw the trailer on his thing talking about Midnight. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, but then he was saying that there's all these leaks. Again, I'm aware of all the leaks, but I'm not. I had talked to Marty and Connor about it in a chat. And I said, I don't want to talk about the leaks because I don't agree with the leaks. I think that the leaks are a plant, and I think maybe if there's one thing that's right, they're all wrong. But this whole Midnight thing intrigues me because I love Midnight. In case you didn't know, is one of my favorite episodes of all time, from New Who. And I got to tell you because if you remember, they wanted to make sure that they had the money for the budget for the finale. With the Daleks, with Stolen Earth and Journey's End. So they cut corners with that episode. And they kind of just they put it together.
Just one shot.
And it turned out to be the greatest fucking one of the greatest fucking episodes you've ever seen. Right? The new Doctor Who trailer that hit today. Yesterday. Yesterday. It was like a 30-second. It was a Disney Plus. Was it a Disney Plus trailer?
Yeah, it was Disney Plus.
Yeah, it was a different trailer where the Doctor was saying he encountered something he was deathly afraid of at one point. So I believe this is Midnight, but don't quote me. But again, I'm excited if it is because it makes the season that much more sweeter. Yeah, it makes the season that much more sweeter. And again, I got to tell you, Scott, I don't want Disney to go.
No, me neither.
Because I'm enjoying the money, the budget. I like the way Doctor Who looks now. I got to tell you, I don't give a fuck. So I'm not saying Disney is going away because I've heard from my sources in the BBC and, from Marty and from a whole bunch of places that season 3 is going to go, but they just preliminary, they want to make sure and they want to, but Russell will know. Russell, they all know before they know. The only issue is they can't film. Well, they only can film in studios, not on the street, like closed sets.
Yeah.
For season 3, right? So, like in the TARDIS or whatever, right? Or in the studio, if it's indoors, you wouldn't know what they're filming for season 3. What's up, Gary? But if they can't be seen in public, so like that's the whole thing is like they got to really wait for Disney to say it's approved, whatever, before they could add that together with everything else. So, also if you remember when Noel attacked me the last time, I said that they were going to film during COVID with Jodie, and he swore it up and down that was never going to happen because of COVID regulations.
Otherwise,
a year later, they said because different people in charge and everything, and they didn't get in trouble, that they broke every rule there is and they filmed anyway. So they did film during that time when they weren't allowed to, and I was vindicated. But of course, he didn't give me that credit because he
No,
couldn't
of
accept
course
it.
not.
If you remember too, he got so fucking mad he was fucking screaming and shit. His goddamn fucking kid. But anyway, um, he's always had this fascination with me since we first met, and we were friends. And then he started being a dick because he didn't like that I've been around for a long time, and then he found out from people that I'm not just. He thought I was a newbie or something. He didn't know, whatever. And then he started getting jealous, and then it became a Source Wars thing. That was that happened. I fucking defeated his ass. Became friends again. He attacked again. His wife got involved. I talked to her. It was a whole bunch of shit. That got over, and then we became friends again. And then this last time on August 31st, he felt I was going after his friends.
And you weren't.
I was going after people. I was
You were
saying
going after
basically,
you.
no. I was basically the people that make the fucking videos with the doom and gloom, Doctor Who's done bullshit.
Yeah.
All I was saying is no, it's not, because I heard otherwise. So like, don't put shit out there that's not true, right? And then he made it like I was attacking them, and that he had to come back from being a freedom fighter for his fucking country to stop me. And then he already had the goddamn video planned on his channel, and then he took my video that is watermarked, by the way, which is supposed to protect my content on YouTube from people stealing it, and he put Ricky Gervais's face on it. He played music to it, and he tried to destroy my reputation, mind you, that I'm a liar and a grifter. Kept asking me to prove what I said, but whenever he had news to report on his channel and he had a source, he never revealed his source. But now the fucking loser hypocrite that would never reveal his motherfucking sources expected me to reveal mine. That's why you know that Noel the Tartazone is full of fucking shit, because he's a hypocrite, because he would not do it. And mind you, we found out who his motherfucking sources were. And when they told us and they came on the cast, they told them bullshit. And the stupid fuck just ran with it how many fucking times? Like when Yvette told him shit. She didn't really know shit about shit, and she, whatever. And then this one told him shit. And then this one told him shit. It was a goddamn fucking joke.
Hell, if I knew that, if I knew that shit was going on.
And he was too stupid that they told him what he wanted to hear because he didn't want Doctor to be canceled, and he went with it. And he looked like an asshole many times.
Man, if I knew all this was going on, I would have
manipulated his ass like that.
Source and slipped him something.
So like, he never revealed his source. So why, if you put yourself up, this is why I said Noel puts himself up here.
Yeah.
And he always has that. He's the head of the community, the king. Even though he's lying, he said he isn't, because he never revealed his source. But then you expect me to reveal mine. But who are you?
Because what he was doing was he was fishing. In the end, he was fishing, so that way, if you revealed your source, he could then come back later and go, "Oh yeah, my source from," and name your source. So,
and first of all, I'll never name my BBC source ever.
No.
Okay, and I'll never name the people on set ever. But Marty has come on here as a source, basically telling us stuff, making it known that he's a source, right? One source out of all my sources, right?
Yeah.
And Marty had fucking met Russell how many fucking times?
Yeah.
And he said flat out when he asked Russell, because Russell, they knew he does the cast, because when he went for the job with Bad Wolf, they told him that he will not be able to do our podcast if he gets a job at Bad Wolf Studios because it would be a conflict of interest. So he would have to stop doing the Real Whovians cast. So they are aware of us. That's why when he asked Russell about season 3, he knows he does the podcast, and he told him basically to tell us that everything is fine, everything is under control. Season 3's a go. Just give me time, whatever. Like, just relax. It's under control. Don't even worry about it. And he knew we were gonna fucking say it because that day he was doing an interview, right?
Yeah.
Right after he had coffee, he was going in the studios, but he didn't say it. Of course, he's not going to say any of that.
Yeah, he couldn't.
Right, he couldn't. But he just wanted him to know, and that's good enough for me. And like I said, when you heard it from the fucking horse's mouth, the showrunner himself, then and Marty's not going to lie about that.
No, he's not.
Marty's not going to lie about anything. We were, but the one thing that got me mad is that Russell did lie to the media about the casting list that people got in advance, because Marty got it in advance and then told us it was Mark Gatiss that was the voice of the cartoon character, and then it was turned out that Russell came. Now again, when it was revealed Alan Cummings, I'm like, what the fuck? To Marty, right? I don't know, whatever, right? So I made a video because I said, if I'm wrong, I got to go out there and tell my public, right? And then I'm like all upset because I felt like I never lied to my public. So I was like, this is what happened, and I'm wrong, and I'm sorry, and this is whatever, right? Turns out the next day, Russell said that he purposely lied. And I didn't feel that bad because I'm like, you know what? Now I'm vindicated because he purposely lied to the press. Marty was the press.
To keep whoever was talking as a secret.
Right. So now it was also a thing where I know he didn't lie about the season 3, but there are other things that he's going to lie about. And we know he lied that
the 14th Doctor. Yes, I have access to classics.
Yeah, we know that he lied about the 14th Doctor dying.
He had to. I mean,
right. Because people can ask him constantly about 14th Doctor. And again, it was revealed that Russell lied because in the episode, the Doctor asks Rose Noble, "How's your uncle?" And she's like, "Good. He's not dead. He's good." All right, so let's talk about chat. Hello, Gary. Hello, Proper. Hello, Matthew. Din. Gary's like, it's been a long time, Scott. Gary's like, I don't mind what happens. Doctor Who still have access to all the classic era. To me, far superior. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I've watched it growing up too, so I know what you're saying.
And on, I know I'm probably going to be pushing another channel here, but on Vaughn Live, let me look at. Well,
what are you doing?
Yeah, on Vaughn Live, there's a channel called Atlantis 2 that plays all the original Doctor Who episodes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And the other night when I was watching, I could have sworn they had already gotten past to Joe, but then when I switched over, like maybe a couple hours after that, they were going into Inferno, like the part 2 or 3 of Inferno. I thought, I know full, so I don't know what happened.
I gotta start watching that on YouTube. I'm too lazy to get the DVD and throw it in there.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's another thing. If they work, right?
Yeah.
Now we're hearing that certain DVDs and Blu-rays don't work anymore.
Yeah.
It's been bullshit all along, and we're thinking we're buying this shit that's gonna be forever, and it's not forever. That's some shit. But that's a topic for the Everything Show that we need to go do the Everything Show also.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I don't like an episode.
Yeah.
And we reviewed the whole last season. And it wound up, the 73 yards got like a re-vote because I said,
yeah,
as soon as the season's done, will I like the episode better or not? Will it make sense or not? So, I liked more episodes than I didn't. So, to me, the season was passing. I liked it. And especially since you got Sutek, you bribed me with that.
Yeah.
Because
that was an awesome twist right there.
That was my first villain. So you bribed me. So I'm biased. But now season 2 I was concerned with because I'm like, it's going to be exactly like season 1. Like you didn't learn your lesson kind of thing, you know? Whatever
Oh,
didn't
that's
work
good.
in whatever didn't work in season 1, we're worried
Yeah.
about them repeating, right? Because at least when there's time when they're not filming, Russell could see from all the
Yeah,
videos
he can see and
what people
do
think
the
went
tweaks
wrong
that
and
he
what
needs
went
to.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Like the whole look, I know he wanted to make it like he said he took it from Rise of Skywalker that Rey's parents well no last Scott no he said he took it from Last Jedi that Rey's parents originally were nobodies. But then in Rise of Skywalker, it turns out they were clones of. There was the clone of the Emperor, which is, I guess, considered a son, right? And then that's the granddaughter, right? So she did become somebody big, right? But originally, she was supposed to be Ben Kenobi's.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi's kid, which should have been. They should have did that.
What they should have done is have Rey and her switch for a moment to where one becomes evil and one becomes good, and then somehow switch it back to where they either become good or one.
No, I'm talking about her parents.
I know.
What I'm saying is like that would have made sense because if you think he's
Yeah.
just on a desert planet doing nothing, he's got a motherfucking life you don't know about.
Yeah.
So like,
exactly.
what's he gonna do? Just watch over Luke 24/7? No, he's gonna have a wife and kid, whatever. Of course he's gonna have that. Why not? Right? So like, it's believable that it would be Ben Kenobi's kid, Obi-Wan Kenobi's kid. But anyway, so he said he wanted to do the twist that it was just an ordinary person, and by a freak of circumstance, Sutek could not see who she was because of maybe the TARDIS perception filter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Sutek, who was becoming more powerful, she was a mystery that he wanted solved because he was like I guess because he was part of the TARDIS so long, sleeping, and then when he was awake, he was like a nosy. He wanted to know shit. Like just,
that would have been interesting. What they could have done is had him been the voice that we saw in
Impossible Planet.
Yeah,
he was the voice. It was the same voice.
Yeah, I know.
But it was different characters, right?
I know, but it would have been kind of interesting to have this do that twist where it's like, ooh, Sutek could have been that.
That's where this is where the paradox is that
I know
screwed up because all these gods would know that he's sleeping in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about
that's why I said I thought it would be interesting, but not Joe.
He's basically a part of the TARDIS, but he's dormant, meaning I guess he was healing. And so all these adventures, like they're saying that subconsciously, I guess he planted. Well, no, actually, they said when he woke up, that's when he started. Which woke him up was Donna Noble throwing the fucking coffee on the goddamn fucking thing, which woke him the fuck up. And then they went to the edge of the universe, if you remember. And that's also when the Mavity thing fucking happened, too. So he started dropping things around, I guess. But people were asking, too, did Sutek get split into two people because of the TARDIS getting split?
Oh, God.
Which you can't, because the gods are powerful, but gods are not powerful to split themselves into multiple. That's beyond. That's not happening. So Sutek went with the current doctor, not the past doctor that was retired, because he knew he wasn't going to do shit really. So he needed to go all over the universe, you know. But anyway,
I still think that's the most dumbest thing to do.
But did you catch? I think we talked about this briefly, but did you catch that the 14th Doctor and Donna Noble got the message from Rose Noble that Sutek was fucking around, and they hopped in the TARDIS and they went into the universe? Because when he went to that planet with that lady, right? She said a man came here. That was the 14th Doctor that came there that brought the fucking spoon to her. And he's with Donna Noble trying to escape fucking Sutek. So it was the 14th Doctor and Donna Noble in space. Like they got that's why she was on the tablet, hey, mom, get the fuck out of there. And then that's basically what it was. She wasn't playing with Jules. She was
Yeah.
telling her uncle and Donna to get the fuck out of there, basically. And because he doesn't want to interfere with the timelines, because he doesn't really do it purposely, because again,
Yeah.
he's before and he's after, it would fuck up the timeline. They kind of, right? So he just didn't get involved. Like he did, he helped out wherever he could in space,
Yeah.
but he didn't get involved like that. We still don't know how that bi-generation thing works.
God, that's stupid. That's stupid.
You know what? It's still a thing because I'm telling you, I know my kids would tell me, I think Joe was telling me I'm wrong, but I think that they have to remerge.
They're going to have to.
I think so. Because I don't think that they could remain separate. I go by the old mentality of when Kirk was split into two.
Yeah.
And they were dying and he had to come back, right? The transporter accident, remember?
Yeah.
It was the good part and the bad part, right?
Yeah.
They had to be together to be one. I kind of feel that they have to remerge. Now he's saying Shooty has the memories of all the 14th Doctor stuff, right? Which didn't even happen yet, which is crazy. So I just think they got to remerge. But I honestly think that Shooty doesn't have regeneration. I think that with the bi-generation, he lost something.
And they're going to have to ensure that he.
That's my opinion, though. That's my theory.
We're going to have to remerge. Yeah.
But then maybe they won't. I don't know. But then first of all, don't make the bi-generation thing a regular thing now.
No.
Don't make it like everybody and their mother. Listen, it's a fluke thing. Don't start making it the Master bi regenerates, the Bonnie bi regenerates. All these people fucking bi regenerating. That's fucking dumb. That's fucking dumb. They start doing that shit. That's dumb.
I could see them saying, due to the actions of the toy maker, that's the reason why it happened this time.
Right, but we'll see. That's the thing.
It happened due to with everyone. No.
See, it could be that the toy maker fucking around with time.
Yeah.
Created what we're going to have, because he said he made a jigsaw of his history. Now, he's probably behind the time of child thing, but it's not probably what we think. It's probably not before the Doctor. It's probably he probably split him before somehow or something, where the Doctor, like the other part of the Doctor, that division and all that shit, which we'll find out, I guess, because supposedly, I guess Joe Martin's rumored to appear, right? Doctor, so we'll see. But we know for a fact now he's not. Joe Martin's Doctor is not after 2, because they showed in the remaster of. You saw that?
Yeah.
Did you see the remaster of War Games?
No.
But, you didn't see it?
Not yet. But I have heard about it. So
they basically showed that they put him in the TARDIS while he's in the middle of regenerating. Like when we saw him with the face and everything, that was happening to him. But they put him. Somebody had to put him in the fucking TARDIS, obviously. Go to Earth for his exile. They put him in there, and he finished his regeneration in the TARDIS. Where it really was. So in other words, there was no Joe Martin appearing after the second one.
No.
We had definitive proof that 2 was into 3. So then you're saying, so there's no longer a 2B, whatever. So now the question is, well, where the fuck does she fall in between the fugitive Doctor, right? I was saying, as a weird theory, that if she doesn't have the sonic screwdriver, she's a fucking ganger. Because the sonic screwdriver activates, she turns to slush. And remember that thing he said that when the Doctor turned to slush, that ganger Doctor, that I guess over time it could reform in hundreds of years or some shit. Remember he said something like that?
Yeah.
Like the ganger Doctor
could return. Idea that she could have been one of 2 ideas. Is one, basically, the main idea was like the Ruth Doctor could have been Tectoween's own daughter, and something happened, and in an attempt to save her, all these experiments, she was sentenced to Shada. But whether it
they
was
revealed,
her memories were erased.
But they revealed they had the same mind.
I know.
So she is the doctor. We just don't know when. Yeah. See, first of all, here's the thing. This is getting conflicted because Chibnall said in an interview he never said where she was, nor did he even think it through where she was along the timeline, right? She's saying he said to her. Now this is a matter of interpretation. I think he said to her, think of yourself as the first doctor ever.
Yeah.
Not that
she's the first person to play the doctor.
Not that, because you have to have that arrogance to her that you're the first. So not that the arrogance that you are the first doctor, but play the role like you're the first doctor, right? And I think that's where it got mistaken from her when she was had an interview talking to Big Finish that she's the first doctor. I think Chibnall said, think of yourself as the first doctor, not that you really are the first doctor.
Yeah.
And Russell tried to really explain it his way, that it's because of the toy maker that the Timeless Child thing started. But she was kind of separate from the Timeless Child. That was a whole other thing, remember. But hopefully that gets resolved. And I really don't want it to be that he's not from Gallifrey. Because I always liked that he is. I always liked that he was the outsider.
Yeah.
And he was the outsider, but he was from Gallifrey.
Yeah.
And that he always got sick when it came to the regenerations. And I think they even said something in school. He was never good at learning about regeneration, or I think Romana said she perfected, whatever. Yeah. The fugitive doctor is completely different from the Timeless Child, because if the Master was such a goddamn fucking expert at the Timeless Child, he had no idea who the fuck that doctor was.
Yeah.
So she's not anything to do with the Timeless Child. We just don't know where the fuck she is in the timeline. And they kind of confused it, that stupid fucking convention trying to make her like she's the first doctor. They're the ones that named her that.
Yeah.
To sell tickets. So I just you know what it is? When Doctor Who comes back, it's exciting for us. If we didn't do casts in a while, the casts are back. Yeah. We're talking about it. Everybody feels at home. They all come home, all the members, right? We all start talking about it. It's exciting, and it gets me more stronger to do podcasts, because I've been, my health has been up and down lately. So, this is the 1999th for the Whovians. 2000 in the next episode, which we're gonna save for the premiere episode, the robot revolution. We never even talked about this on the cast, but everybody else has the robot revolution, April 12th, Lux, April 19th, The Well, April 26th, Lucky Day is the 4th episode, May 3rd, The Story in the Engine, May 10th, Interstellar Song Contest, May 17th, Wish World, May 24th, and The Reality War. Now, they don't have a date for The Reality War, because I think what's going to happen is at some point in time they're going to do a 2 episodes at the same time thing. But it might not be beginning of the season, it might be at the end of the season. Because they want everything done in May. Right? Because I think that was the thing, May Day or May, something happened.
Yeah, sort of do it as a May sweeps or May the 4th be with you type
of
thing.
No, not that. In the episode.
I know, it's just some crazy thing.
No, in the episode with the poster, the guy said he's going to call him something about Unit, or he's going to expose Unit in May, or some bullshit, whatever it is. Ms. Flood, we don't know who she is. It's all speculation and rumors. I would think it would be nice if she's the Ronnie, because that would make sense where she would encounter Mel.
Yeah.
Because she battled Mel as the Ronnie.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that Mel battles her because that's one of her enemies with the Seventh Doctor, the Ronnie, right? So that would
Yeah,
make perfect fucking sense that she is the
because she
Ronnie.
switched places with her at one time. So
Right. She tried to trick the Doctor during his
yeah,
regeneration. Right. And
and
she's good with
and
signs.
because old Colin wasn't thrilled on how he was treated, that's why old Sylvester had to don Colin Baker's
But then they
outfit
didn't they fire
and the
him
big
anyway
old
too.
wig and
That kind of gets weird because on one hand they said he was fired and they didn't give him the opportunity. On the other hand,
yeah.
he says he didn't want to. So like maybe he wasn't fired, he just didn't want to. So I don't know who to believe with that, but it's just they tried to do something in Big Finish with that. They tried to make it that he battled the Valeyard, got hurt, and that even though he slammed into the TARDIS, he was already regenerating anyway, hurt or
Yeah.
whatever it was. Which that's a better explanation because just to crash into the fucking TARDIS
Yeah, I
and
know.
be regenerated, I mean, you would have to really crack your fucking head where you're gonna break your fucking neck. That's kind of crazy. I doubt that would happen, but again, so I mean, are you excited for the
Yeah, I'm
season?
psyched about it. I can't wait till April.
This is why I don't understand why anybody in the Whovian community would want to shit on the show and hate it and make a
Because
statement.
they want to be simple. Like I said, these are the same people who have been wrong millions of
No,
times.
no is
And the
always
one
wrong.
time that they'd be right about it, they're hoping that everybody will
The
forget
show was
about those
canceled.
million other times and go,
The show was
see, we
canceled
called it.
finally. Since 2017, he said it, 2018, 2019,
Yeah, yeah.
2020,
They're hoping
21,
because
22,
that's what it
23,
is.
24, and 25.
They've been wrong
He
so
finally
often,
got it
and
right.
then
Right.
that one time they're going to get credited for it, and it's going to be, and all those times they were before is going to be hopefully forgotten. That's basically the deal.
And I just want to say something too. Um, People could speculate to their blue in the face about when Jodie Whittaker was regenerating, if it was getting canceled or not. Now we know it was doing really bad, right?
Yeah,
But what's the reality? That it didn't get canceled. Russell T Davis took over. So you can't speculate that it was getting canceled. You really don't know. Because if he didn't step in, maybe somebody else would have. You
yeah.
really don't know. So him saying that
And
it was
just
definitely
think,
getting
if
canceled.
Disney didn't take it, we could have gotten with. They could have done something with maybe, Hulu, but they're with Disney now. They could have
Right.
gone with
But they're all with Disney
Universal. They could have
now.
gone with Paramount.
Look at
So
HBO Max has kind of got to deal with Disney now too.
yeah,
Because they're all suffering, so they need each other. You know? But anyway, like I said, I think that was the biggest thing is that no, and I don't care. I'm mentioning him because it's the truth.
yeah.
He never revealed his sources, and then he's got some fucking nerve to go on Twitter demanding I reveal my source. You stupid bitch! Like, who the fuck do you think you are of an authority that you never revealed your source? You're a fucking hypocrite. But I'm gonna reveal my source. You're
Because
dumber
like I
than shit.
said,
You're dumber than
I
fuck.
said, 2-1, he was fishing, so that way he could use
Because
your
I'm too
source
stupid and I'm gonna fucking
as
right.
his source. When in
No, but
reality,
that's the thing is the moment I reveal my sources, I lose my
yeah,
sources. So it would be over.
yeah.
I wouldn't get any information, period.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And again, we know what it's like when we have sources. I don't know if you remember when we got information for something and we all had to agree not to talk about it. Didn't we have a
Vaguely,
fair?
I don't remember what it was
Yeah,
about.
we had to agree to not talk about it to a certain date.
Yeah,
We were told we were sent. I was sent a kind of legal thing that we weren't allowed to talk about it. You know, and that we found out about it from my source. You know, and then they just I don't remember if it was my source or whatever that they said we weren't allowed to talk about it. And then we agreed. We didn't talk about it until after. But we weren't certain things like if we're told shit and then we're told you can say it, you can't say it, right? Like we were told. Okay, I was told what Shooty's new show is on Disney Plus, but we're not allowed to say. Okay, so I can't say.
Yeah.
I was told what movie he's in that is a surprise that I'm not allowed to say. Right. It's one thing if I tell you.
Yeah.
But we don't say.
Because it's generally off camera when you do
right.
it.
You're my right hand. You and Chris, like Connor, you guys are my right hand, right? My main guys. So like, but that's something that when that gets leaked, then they're gonna be like, Shooty quit. But again, going back to Noel, like, I don't understand how he could think, right, that he's not going to reveal a source, but then he's the head of the Whovian community going after me on Twitter demanding I reveal my source. Did you ask anybody else?
Is that see, Matrix Lord, when he's under pressure, he gives up his sources, but I won't.
Would never happen. And that's another thing too. He don't ask Dan from the Spacebook Type 40 what his source is. What the fuck are you asking me for? My sources. Because he always had a thing with me. That's why. So he's the hypocrite that will never reveal his source, but he thinks I'm too stupid that I'm going to reveal my source. And nice try, Noel. But I just exposed you just now. Never reveal your source, but I'm going to reveal mine. You're a fucking idiot, bro. In my opinion, you're an idiot. And this is the third time you battled me, and I beat you every time so far. So again, I'm not going anywhere. And again, whoever you get involved, you want to go to fucking wheelchair school, and you get all these wheelchair people attacking me, whatever, or autism people attacking me. You're just a disgusting person. And you know what? Look what you did. And like you can't say you don't do it because
Noel's the type of person is he's always the last in the attack, first to retreat. So he can, and if anybody does come after anyone, he can claim plausible deniability.
But you know what's so stupid though? And again, do you remember how many fucking times David Travel 2's time had battled with somebody that we did a Who Fire to try to piece him with Sadeko, to piece him with Doctor Who Chat, to try to make sure that everybody's getting along. Remember how he got emotionally upset? And I'm like, calm down. And remember how, because he didn't understand time zones and I was working overnight at the time, he attacked me. And I'm like, dude, I'm working. Oh, I thought, so you attacked me? Remember that? Like, I always tried to help that guy, right? Always. And isn't it funny how, I don't know, again, I don't know if this is true, but one of the members of the Legion of Losers was bothering David Troughton time, contacting him, talking to him about me and what I'm doing to get a response out of him, to which they tricked him to make a video, and in his arrogance, oh, Joe's a nut. He's talking about me. They got him to talk about me negatively, about Matrix Lord 2 and 2. And then he went on again. And of course, I'm going to open up my mouth like, what are you fucking doing? Right? I know it's getting late. I'm sorry, Scott. It's 3:14 in the morning. It's 2:14 for you, I know. Time to go. All right. So anyway.
We'll leave it on that cliffhanger. How's that?
Right. The moral to the story is we're here to stay. I'm not going anywhere. Scott's not going anywhere. You'd have to I have to be dead if I'm not going to be doing a real Whovians cast, which don't wish that on me. But anyway, 2000 episode next time. Again, anybody wants to appear that's a member, let me know. We will be doing it after it is. I have to see how this works because I think 8 in the morning, right? It hits Disney Plus, but then you don't have Disney Plus.
Morning, yeah.
Right, but you don't have Disney Plus, so then it's going to take a while for you to get to see it.
I'm going to have to try to search for it on one of my special stations.
Unless we get you Disney Plus. We'll see. And then we'll review it when we all.
Yeah.
I'll watch it multiple times probably, and then Scott watching. And then when Scott sees it, we'll get whatever real Whovians want to talk about it, and that will be the 2000th episode. On the 12th, I guess.
You too, Gary. Have a great day.
On the 12th.
Everybody does.
Yeah, April 12th, which I called the release date, if you remember. Anyway, thank you, Scott, as always.
You're welcome.
The blind dyslexic.
Hey, hang on now. Yes, I'm the blind dyslexic, and
Right.
Show.
That I talk over. Like Noel talks over Rabbi and everybody else on the other podcast. What a genius. You can't even make shit up. Right? Dumber than a motherfucking prick. I didn't even give a fuck about his buddy Dan and Dan's podcast. And he embarrassed the shit out of him. And
like
he said,
like we've said, he tosses.
He said on his Facebook, he don't give a fuck. He said it.
He tosses all his cast members under the bus when he
don't give a fuck. Yeah. All right. Real Whovians cast is back. We're going to be doing stuff, and keep with your fucking diss tracks, you little bitch. Because now the Real Whovians members want to go after you. Go ahead. I can't even stop you anymore. That's it. Stupid fuck. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye for now. Thank you, Matthew.